And we're connected at the right speed too. Oh, awesome. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of my Filemaker series on building your POS for your store. Today is basically the final. We've done everything else. We've done all of our contacts, our employee stuff, our monitor, our time cards. The only thing that we really have left to do is our security, and we don't really have anything for the security. But what we want to do with it, and I'm going to just kind of show you what we want to do with it, is the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit and we're going to manage our database. Now, when we're on our security, so if we go to, as you can tell, we have all kinds of these things. We're looking for a table that deals with our security, and if we don't have one, which we actually don't because we have the security breach vault, but we don't actually have a true security report. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in, we'll just type in our security report. Reporting. And we'll create that. Now, as you can tell, we've got a lot of other things. But what in our security reporting, we're not going to need a whole lot of data. We are going to need an ID number, which is just fine. Control N for number, and we'll create it. We're going to need the date, and that date is going to be a timestamp. And what we're going to want to do with this date is timestamp, time and date on creation is what we want to do with that, because we want to know exactly when these things happened, and it's the easiest way to do it. If you do need to know any other information, information that's relevant to what we're doing, or to the information that we're trying to track. Like, you can't necessarily, you can have a result basically if you want to, and call that into a text. So Control T. What the result actually does is it says this is the number, this is what they did. You know, you can do the result in any way, shape, or form that you possibly want to, but it's a pretty simple process. So that's pretty much all that we really need, is to do something simple like that. If you guys want to add anything to it, don't hesitate to do that. So if you want to know like what register it came off of or whatever the system might be, that's fine as well. But for the most part, what we're looking for in the security thing is we're looking for trends. We're looking for, did someone type in the wrong number and when did they do it, and stuff like that. So we now have the result. I think the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a quick note, and I'm also going to call that a text, and we'll call it OK. Now what we have to do is we have to create a layout, right? So we have to manage our layouts, and what we can do with our layouts, now the security reporting one is going to be at the very end. So if we close this, we can bring this up to our unused, and then we just have to go down through it and then move it over so that it's inside of there. Then we don't have to worry about it anymore because it's in our unused. But what we have to do is we have to figure out what list view of things do we want, or do we just want to create a new one? So let's just create a new one. We'll just call it good. So we're going to go into layouts, and we'll just do a new layout, and the new one is going to be under our security reporting. And we're just going to call it sec report. It's a computer, it's a list view, and we'll finish it. Now in this one, it's pretty standard. You're just going to have your header at 70, so it's not that big of a deal. Position, height 70, and if you want to, you can type in. And if you want to add some text, we can easy add some text. Something that just says, you know, for this one, it's clean air vapors. Click off, click a size that we want, 36. Click a Bookman old style, doesn't need to be bold. Put it in the center. Now, with this one, you could pretty much do anything that you want to. So if you wanted to, we're gonna just bring in our field picker. So we're gonna do the date first, and it's gonna leave us the little tag. So we actually have to delete that. But if you want the date, that's fine. Well, you need the date, I guess is what I'm saying. The ID you do need. That's kind of a big deal, because the ID it's an auto, which we will actually create because it's a serial number, because we have to keep track of every one of those. And then you can just have your note and your result. Now these, you can, if you want to, you can put headers in there. You can separate them and put in there, this is the note, this is the result, whatever the case might be. It's pretty straightforward. We do need to add a button though, and the button that we're going to add is, this is if it's an admin only button, you can just type in the word back, so that you know what it does, and it's basically just going to take you back to where you came from. I like 24 in my buttons just because I do, and I also like them when they are Bookman old style. I like that look, that appearance. Sorry if I'm not watching the chat. We're just trying to get through, because this is the end. I mean, we're at the very end of the series. The system is up and running. It's perfect. It runs really well. We're very impressed with the way that it works. But we do need to keep track of what's going on and when those things are going on. So what we can do now is we can just exit we don't actually have to go into this right now, but what we do need to do is we do need to go to our entry page. And remember, it's called sec report, right? So if we're here and we go into our register 1, you'll have a script, right? Register 1 login. And so it says if the security box is empty, blah, blah, blah. If it's more than 3, set the field. But what we're looking to do is, if someone makes a change, if someone does something, this one basically says we're going to set the variables. If they put something in the field, we're going to set a variable, and that's going to be the pass. And then we're going to go, and we're going to enter find mode, and then we're going to set error capture on. But if it is empty, so if that user pass is empty, it says just come back to the original layout. Well, that might not be exactly what we want to do. So what we can do is we can go to the if button, and then we can say, and I believe we're on freeze window still, we are. So we can say go to layout, and that layout is going to be our sec pass, our sec report. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a new record. So where is it? Records. So new record request. And then what we'll do after the new record request is we're going to set a field, right? So we'll have to set a field. And that field is going to be it's in our security reporting. And it's going to be our note or our result. So depending on which one you want, I'm going to use the result. And the result is the calculated result is going to be this pass variable. So I'm just going to type in $pass. And we'll call it OK. And then what it'll do is it'll go to the layout. You don't have to commit the records. You don't have to do anything. If you want to set another field, you can set the note field and say that this was from register 1, or register 1 login, or whatever the case might be. But you're going to have to do the same thing. You have to do the same thing on all of your register 1, your register 2, and your register 3. So if you want to, you can go ahead and set the field. And the field that we're going to set is under security reporting, and it's going to be note. And we want that note to say, we'll just say let's go back. We need it to be in parentheses. register 1 fail, or register 1. We'll just do register 1. And we'll call it OK. Now we go to the note, register 1. OK. Then we'll go to the regular layout, we'll end the script, and everything will be OK. So there we've done that. We'll say OK with that. Now remember, you'll have to do the same thing on register 2. You'll have to do the same thing on register 3 because these are different files. See, register 2 login. So you'd have to go to this perform is empty and then right here, and remember what we did? We went to the layout, and that layout is going to be the sec report. And then we're gonna new record request. And then we're gonna set a field. And that field that we're gonna set is the security reporting, the result. And that result is gonna be $pass. So fortunately we did everything the same, so it should be relatively simple to do. And then we can set a field after that. And that field will basically just be, I don't know why it keeps making me go all the way back there, to the note. And that note, the calculated result, is going to be register 2. Now you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I don't really mind. What I'm looking for is the number. I'm looking for what did they type in there, because I'm looking for, was it 1 digit off of someone else's number, or were they just trying numbers in sequence, and when did they try them and stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking for, because if I see that someone's trying to get into the system or someone's messing with those numbers from this page, it's pretty simple to just go ahead and record them. So we do need to, let's go to our, let's manage our database, because one thing that we didn't do on our security reporting was our ID number. It needs to be a serial number, and I'm just going to start it at 100. So it's an auto enter serial number on creation, so it'll just happen automatically. So that's kind of a big deal. Now let's go to our, let's just exit this layout. Let's just go to our admin. Now you can, if you want to, you can add that little subscript. I mean, it's just a few lines, but that few little lines does a huge amount. So if you want to do it on the admin one, it's very wise, because that way you know if someone's pushing the admin button. And that's the reason why we added the notes, because the notes will give you the ability to say that they push the register 1 button, the register 2 button, the admin button, the inventory button, whatever button it was that they pushed, and you have the number that they tried to use. So it kind of, you can't necessarily say this was John that did it or this was Tom that did it, but you can say that I know that exactly this date and this time that this number was put into this system, and this is the buttons that were pushed, right? So in this one we now have our security button, but it doesn't do anything. So we do need to go and we need to create a layout, right? Or we need to create a script for the layout. So we'll just say give us a new one, and we'll just call this GT underscore, which is go to basically. So we're going to go to our sec report, and we'll call it good. Now we always start with an if statement, because if the security link is empty, and we're just going to say is empty security link, then we're going to just go to the layout, and the layout is going to be our security breach. Let's go here, our security breach layout, and then we're just going to halt the script. But if it's not empty, we'll go ahead and set a variable, and that variable, oh, that reminds me, we forgot, didn't we? We need to set a variable. So we're going to set the variable, and the variable is going to be, we'll just call this one code, because we can. And that variable is going to be what's in the security link. The problem is when we get to our new layout, right? So we can go to our new layout, and our layout will be the sec link layout, or the sec report layout. But we don't have a number to put. We can't put something in there. So we need to actually change that. So we will go ahead and just say okay, okay. We'll change the options, hand over script. But we do need to go in and manage our database on that sec, right? On our security reporting. And we need to add a passcode or a security code or whatever, or a code bot. I'm just going to call this one passcode. And it's going to be a text, and we'll create that. But the passcode, I want it to be something that's used for all of the numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a global storage for all of it, so that when I put it in there, it's always going to be in there, and I don't have to worry about it. So what we'll do now is we'll go to this layout, sec report layout, and we need to grab a field, and we're going to put that field right down here in the bottom. And we're just going to do the passcode, put it right down here in the bottom. And we don't want people to see it, so we're going to look at our appearance, put no color in it, and no line around it. So therefore it will basically be blank. But we can lighten the tone of it just a little bit of what's inside of it, so we know that it's there, and we can center it. Just for our own purposes, just for our own purposes. And now what we can do here is with our back button, we can create a script for that, right? And the script is, we're going to have to add a new script. You find pretty soon that you got a lot of them, right? And we'll just say GT underscore, and the thing is, you can't say go to admin because you have so many admins, right? So you'll just say go to admin, go to admin, or just, you know what, just say this, say sec rep to admin. That'll work. I'll know what that is. You guys might not, but I'll know what that means. So the very first thing we're going to do is obviously the if statement, if and is empty, and it's going to be the passcode. Then we're going to go straight to a layout, and that layout's going to be which one? The security breach, and halt the script. Now we do that with every single one of them because we want to make sure that the individuals that, you know, and the cool thing is we can also go to the security breach vault, and we can on on the script for the security vault, we can say if someone presses this button, send a message to this, and we'll keep track of all of that stuff as well. So the very first thing we'll do is we'll set a variable. That variable will be, we'll call it code just because we can, and that code will be the passcode. Then we'll set the field, and the field will be blank, which we didn't do on the last one. And then we will go to the layout, and the layout will be the admin window. Now you can have this security breach vault available for both the admin and for the manager. And how you can do that is you'd have to add two different boxes. So passcode 1, passcode 2, and then it would just be a quick. The if statements would be a little bit different. So if in this one you'd say if the passcode is empty and the other passcode, if both passcodes are empty, then it would send you to some place, send you to the security breach vault. But for the most part, what we do is at the end it'll say if your passcode, if you got the passcode from this box, from passcode number 1, send them to the manager, and if you got it from box number 2, send them to the admin, kind of thing. It's pretty simple to do. If you guys need help, just let me know. I will set that up. I will show you that script. Actually, I think I have that script in a couple of different options, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that today. We're only at 19 minutes. I want about 40 minutes or so today. So we'll go to the admin window. We'll set a field, and that field is obviously going to be the security link, and that security link is going to be $code. And then halt the script. So it's pretty simple. Just basically says, look, if that box is empty, you're going to send me to the vault. You know, you just send me to the vault, to jail. But if it's not empty, go ahead. Let's set the code. And we'll blank it out. We'll call it good, and there we are, back where we needed to be. So we'll call that okay. We'll call it okay. We'll set that. And now what we need to do is let's go to let's go back to our admin page, because we need to be in our admin page because we're actually logged into our admin page. Because if we log out, see, here we are, we're in Timothy Hayde, so we are actually on this page. So let's go in and change our deal. So we set the variable. Now we need to set the field, and that field will obviously be the security link, and we obviously want to clear it because we're just taking that name with us. So if we're not on the page and someone else ends up on the page, they can't do anything. They're kind of stuck, and if they try to do something, they go straight to jail, right? So then we're going to go to the field. We're going to go to our security reporting. We're going to set a field, and that field is basically just going to be the, let's find it, security reporting, passcode field, and the calculated result will be $code, because that's what we made it. And then we can halt the script from there. So now if we exit our layout, and we can now see this, we can go here, and here is our record. Of course, we don't have any records, so we have to create one. You just have to create the first one, and then we're go. So now if we go back, it will take us straight back to where we were. Now some of these, like on the contacts one, if you look at the back button for the contacts one, and let's just look at that really quick, it's LC to admin. Basically says if it's empty, go to layout, breach security port, verify admin. If not is empty, set variable, admin, security links, verify admin. Set field, man tag, blank, blank, blank. Okay, so if not is empty, contact links, the management tag, that's what that is. The man tag is management tag. This one doesn't make much sense. So if it is empty, the security, the verify admin, I think what I did was I put, from the management page, I put something in the verify admin so that I have both of them working. We should find out. We should find out what we did. Let's go to management and find out what we did. So here you go. You're going to set the variable. So if there is something in the management security portal, the little man tag is what we're going to call it. If something is there, then it's going to set that variable as for admin, and then it's going to blank them out, blank out the man tag and the verify admin. Then it's going to go to the management back office page, set the security portal, halt script. And then from here, set variable name, verify admin, set contact links, verify admin to blank, go to layout admin window, set field name. So this one should take me, let's see, go back, exit. So my name is here, so we'll go back. And if we exit and then we try, let's go into our thing here. So where were we at? We were just at contacts, I believe, right? So we've got Josh's name in here. We go to contacts. So we did. What we did is we put manager and then this name. So if we go back, it automatically fixes it. You see how that worked? So we did put something in the man tag, and the man tag just basically says manager. So in the script, we put his name in the verify admin, but we put manager in the man tag. So that's how you would do it if you wanted those accessible to two different things. So if you wanted them accessible to, if you wanted the same window to be accessible from your management and from your thing, you can do that. You can also add a cute statement. You can add what we call an if statement that basically says if, when you're coming to the page, So if this is not empty, so that would basically just be checking to see if there's someone on the page, which is a big deal. So, because if management is on the page, you're going to kick them off. And if admin's on the page, you're going to kick them off. So you just want to make sure that you've got the right people on the right page, if that makes sense. Because what will happen is if management was on the page, I'm going to try and explain this as best I can, but if management was on the page and then admin came in on top, what admin would do, because it says when you go to this field, let's just get rid of this really quick. If we go to this contacts field and we look at that script, what it's basically saying is if it's empty, okay, so we're going to set the variable, we're going to go to the layout, and there's nothing after that. Basically, all it says is set the field and then set the field. So in this case, what you would need to do is you'd need to say if is empty, set the field. But if not is empty, then you would want to just return to the original thing and show a custom dialog. So from this, what we would do is we'd go to the layout, and then we would have an if statement. So if, of course, here what we would need to do is we would need to freeze the window. Let's type in freeze window. And we're going to go just before it goes to the layout. Just before it goes to the layout, I want to put freeze window. And then we're going to go to the layout, and then we're going to say if. And we can say if not is empty, because that's the best way to do it. Just say if not is empty, because then we know what we're doing. If not is empty, and the field would be contacts verify admin, right? That's what we're looking for. Verify admin, because you know verify admin is the one that's always filled in. So if not is empty, verify admin, then we're just going to go back to the layout, go to layout, and the original layout, and we're going to show a custom dialog. And then we're going to halt the script. And so our custom dialog that we want to show is, we'll just do a simple error code. So we'll do error code 1000. And we're just, basically what we're going to say is, page is currently being used by administration and or management persons. Please confirm before continuing. And we'll get rid of the cancel because we don't really care about the cancel. Cancel doesn't work, we're at the DHA. So now what it'll do is if someone is already on that page, it will not let us in there, it'll send us right back. So that's a good thing to do, actually. I think that was a good way to do that. But if we exit layout, we can go into our contacts, we can see, it puts the names in there, we can go back. But if we were in, if we go exit and we go 1911 admin and we go to our contacts, that's what it was. See, our name is in the bottom here, but there's nothing next to it. So our name is actually here. So now if we just go back to, this is going to create quite a little quandary, but let's just do it anyway. Let's go back to our entry page and we're going to type in 1912. And we'll go to admin, and now we're going to try and go to contacts. And it said it. What in the world? I was already on contacts. Was it, is there 2 contact pages? Contact. Back. Contacts listed, nope. I'm on the same, let's check this out. Table contacts listed. Yep, I'm on the same one. I don't know why it didn't sign me off. let me try to go to that page really quick and see the admin window. Because yeah, I'm not on the admin window, so I'd have to exit. 1911 contacts listed. So here I'm in this page. I don't know why it's not working. So if I go from here to the entry page, I should be able to go back to that page and exit the layout, and I'm still there. I'm still there. So now if I go to entry page, exit the layout, log in, otherwise, go to contacts. It shouldn't do that. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that script really quick. I must have forgotten something. Okay, so set variable, freeze window, go to layout, contacts listed. And then if not is empty, verify admin, go to layout, original layout. I wonder if it's... If there is a problem with the there we go, set tab order. If there is a problem with the tab order, that's probably it. So now I will go to the entry page. From here, we know that that's already logged in, and we'll just go contacts. Puts me in there. I wonder if let's check and see what mine is. I don't want to waste a lot of time doing this, just so you guys know. So if it's empty, security admin, submitted brawl, set variable, go to field, go to layout. We would need to freeze the window. Then go to the layout. And then, oh, wait just a minute. I may have figured out what I just did. No, that's not true. I do know what I did. If not is empty, and that will be in our contacts, or you know what? That's in contact links. It's not in our contacts, that's in our contact links. That's where we made the mistake, guys. That's where the mistake is. Contact links. So if not as empty contact links, now we've got it figured out. So then we will go to layout, and that'll be your original layout, show a custom dialog, and halt the script. So in this custom dialog, we'll just do the same thing. Error code 1000. And we'll just say page is currently being used by administration and or management. Please try again later. Now you can do, if you want to, you can do like, because if someone is on and they logged off incorrectly, it would leave a name badge there. So you would need a bypass. You would need a way to get to that page no matter what. The cool thing is if you have your administrator part on your computer, it's pretty simple to just go to that page because you can, and fix it. So we'll just go ahead and call that okay. And so now if we exit our layout, and we go into our contacts, we see our name is there. Now if we go to the entry page and we type in a different code, we go to our admin and we go to this contacts, we need to make sure that we've got it listed correctly now, because obviously we didn't do the right thing. So if not is empty, and this is the one, so if not is empty, and this one is contacts links, verify admin, then go to the original, it'll come back to this original layout, show a custom dialog, and halt the script. So there we go. So now if we exit the layout and we try to get in there, because we know that admin's already in there, should stop me. There you go. Page is currently being used by admin and or someone else. Now the problem is if I were to just exit, and well, because my name wasn't, there was no name, so we'll go back to the admin. If we go back to mine, the administrator, and we try to go into contacts, it won't let you go into contacts because there's a name already in there. So in order to get to contacts, you would need to, if you do that. So what you would have to do is you have to go into edit the layout, and you'd have to go to contacts listed, and it would be under your admin page. Go to contacts listed, exit the layout, and then from here you could go back. Or you could do an override. You could actually create an override. So in this particular thing, where you have that contacts thing, you could just say, you could make this an override button, override button, override button for whatever reports that you have that are split. So in most cases, what I would have done is I would have created two contact pages, one for management, one for admin. And then that way, whenever someone makes a change on either one, it changes both of them. And that would have been just fine. The cool thing about that would have been you would have had your own separate stuff to go to this page, your own separate stuff to go to that page. So it is a good idea not to cross them over, but sometimes when you get so many layouts or so much information, it's sometimes not worth, you have so many layouts, it gets to be very confusing. So if you edit layout and manage your layouts, you have like all these layouts that you have created. It can be quite daunting at times, and you can do, it does get to be a little bit much. So you can create a new folder, and that new folder you can say is this one. I'm actually going to move under here. Now I'll open that and we'll move it over. So it is now under that, the heading of the admin or management pages. But you can have like admin pages, management pages, template pages, product pages, any other. You can set those up however you want to and define them however you want to. So that's just fine. We can do that. For now, though, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it the way that it is with the contacts thing, and understand that people will actually use it appropriately, because there's only 2 people that will actually be using it, and obviously they'll be able to communicate, and they'll obviously be able to make sure that when they do go to a page, that they exit that page correctly. Pretty simple. So now what we're going to do really quick is we're going to try a couple of numbers that we know will not work here. And now if we type in the correct one, we go to our admin. Oh, I forgot to clear it. Clear the errors. Because there's so many errors that it stopped it, so an admin has to clear the errors. Now if we go here and we go to our security window, we'll see all of the numbers that were put in. So now we know on this date at this time. Now you do see that some of these are messed up, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna, this ID number, it shouldn't be a currency in the data field. It should just be general. And this date is obviously just a date, so we don't have to worry about it. But we don't want the date available in browse mode, and we don't want we actually don't want any of it available in browse mode, so we'll just take them all off of browse mode. So there we go. So now if we go in, now the numbers are correct and we see all the stuff. And you guys, like I said, you could put any information that you want to in there. This is pretty basic. And if you wanted to, you could set it up for the date. You could say, if you wanted to like set apart, you know, the different dates, set it, if you go into edit your layout and your layouts, you do a part setup. You can do a part setup and a header and sort by date, you know, and that's just fine. You can definitely sort by date. This, all it does is keep records of, so you can see when it does it, 100, 102, 103, 104. It's just going to keep going, and it's going to show you all those records as they occur. So and this one will work just fine for me. I don't need it to segregate them by the date, because the chance of people actually making mistakes is pretty rare, and I'll probably only check it once a week or so, maybe once a month, just to kind of see if there's anything in there, so I know that whether there is or isn't something in there. So we'll go back, and as you can see, it all works and everything is up and running exactly the way that it is supposed to. I do think though that in the final version of it, the contacts thing, I think that I'm thinking back, I'll just leave it the way that it was, because I rarely will ever be on contacts if my manager is on contacts. So I'll just leave it the way that it is and not worry about it, because we're both in the same office, we're both in the same building, and it would be ridiculous for me to be in there if that person wasn't in there. But hopefully you guys feel the same way, and if you don't, just let me know. Leave a comment in the sections, the section below, and tell me what you want to know. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be building. I got some information. A small cafe was actually looking for creating menus. So what they want to do is they want to create a menu that is on their pad that you can just look at, and you can select whatever products you want on the menu, and then those you can confirm your order, and it'll automatically send it to someone. And so you can order at your own leisure. You go into the restaurant, it's a little boutique type restaurant, you go in and they'll hand you a little iPad mini thing, and you can order whenever you want to, and order for everybody or whatever the case might be. We're going to kind of work a little bit on that. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I want to show you kind of how to get started and how to make that work. So that's a series that we will have coming up as well. If you guys have any great ideas or want to know anything, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely take a look at that and get back to you guys as always. But for this one, I think this is the final one. If you guys can think of anything that you want, it's the anything else that you want to see on this particular sales digital register, just let me know and we'll go from there. But for now, it's pretty much done. There's nothing else I can do with it. Little itty bitty things, pretty much the exit. These unused buttons will just remain unused until I find a purpose for them. But for the most part, we pretty much have access to everything. Time cards, and you can open windows and find out what's going on. Monitor daily sales in the store. This, I don't know why I still have 3 buttons here. I shouldn't have 3 buttons here. It should should just be an exit button, or something that takes you back to admin pretty much. But reports, different inventories that we have, product names, contacts, user data that we have, back to admin, scanning products into the service. Pretty simple, easy, painless. So if there is anything else you guys can think of, just let me know and I will get it done. So we will see you guys in the next video. Be prepared. We're going to do some pretty crazy things. I guarantee you guys will be amazed. With that, we're going to exit. This is our picture. This is where we are. Hopefully you guys have had a lot of fun doing this, because I have had a lot of fun doing this. And you guys are absolutely amazing. And I sure appreciate you guys for being here with me through this and seeing your interest. Until the next time, we will see you later. Be good to each other, as I always say. And don't forget to subscribe.